All right. Welcome back, my regular viewers, listeners, and watchers. And of course, if you happen to be here for the very first time, welcome. Before I go any further, my name is Rahul George, India's premier eye hypnosis coach and your personal guide. So, as I was getting ready for today's pod, I was just kind of reflecting on the week. There's a lot of travel and a lot of different places, different energy, different locations. And then, of course, finally, over the weekend, I got back home. We had a wonderful um, set of discussions yesterday being Women's Day, very power packed, powerful panels that I was very fortunate to be part of. And then, as I was giving myself some time today to just kind of unwind and get ready for the new week, um, I just got thinking for a moment, what really truly is the meaning of having a habit, especially if it's a good habit, if it's a powerful habit, if it's a positive habit. And you know, sometimes when we kind of take a step away from our habits, like for example, this week, after a very long time, I think it's about maybe 3 or 4 days in a row that I've not been able to make the time. And I say that I've not been able to make the time to exercise daily, um, to do my kettlebells or my push-ups. And it's interesting because when you break a habit, for more, even if it's when I say break a habit, it's the flow of the habit. When you pause it or um, momentarily stop it, uh, it tends to sort of, it's very easy for that to become the new norm, right? And so that's one of the reasons why I also make it a point that no matter what, no matter what time, I always find the time to do this daily pod, right? And this daily pod, of course, is now known as the eye hypnosis um, coach speaks. And this is my way of reaching out to you, and especially if you are a digital coach and healer, just reminding you that life can be hard, life can be unpredictable, there can be ups and downs, losing loved ones. um, it's like your routines and your patterns can break. But when you make it a point to decide that certain patterns will remain, then over a period of time you can actually bank on them. And today was one such day, because we were away meeting with a old friend of ours, and spending some time with her. And now, we got back. This is the end of the day. And so one part of me was like, yeah, maybe just before I go to bed, I will, record this pod. And the other part of me was like, I'm already sort of like, I've just got back. So it will take me a few minutes, but, making that time to, and therefore the discipline of um, showing up, that really is the lesson. And it also is a reminder to me that, this is a habit which is about a year and a half uh, um, old or young, depending on how you see it. And what's important is to keep the habit going, because when you've built a routine, therefore the habit, meaning that there is a sequence that you're running, then it takes a lot of the thinking, the guesswork, the planning out of it. And when you simplify the habit, then it becomes easy to do. Today being a wonderful case in point, because I know that there's a part of me that wants to rest, that wants to take a break. But I think I've also come to realize that this habit of, recording a daily live, doing this daily pod, is as much for me as it is for you. So maybe if you've been kind of thinking of breaking a habit or starting a new habit, just keep in mind that, when you are able to build in consistency, meaning when you're able to build consistency, when you're able to add, um, the consistent factor into your habit, and you keep doing it daily, and then every day becomes, every day for every week, and then every day for every week for every month. And before you know it, that sort of becomes your default. So, it's a reminder as much to you as to me to just keep showing up and just keep doing. And a lot of times in the short run, we may not recognize, or we may not know why we're doing it. Sometimes we may kind of, and that's also one reason why our habits tend to break, right? We tend to forget for a moment why we're doing it. We tend to forget what's the benefit that we're getting, and that's when we break the habit. So, uh, it's like I always say this, like, don't take my word for it. Test it out for yourself. See what happens. Like, if you have a habit and you're doing it, keep doing it. Keep doing it for another day, another week, another month, another 6 months, and see what the quality or how the quality of your life has changed. I can promise you this: if you do it like this, you will see a huge shift in your life. Um, So yeah, I think I'll pause here. You can tell that I'm also in a reflective uh, mood, but this is just again another reminder to you that our minds, our moods will constantly shift, but it's the it's the surety of the habit, which means I know that every day I will do, and you can fill in the blank, whether it's to exercise, it's to eat right, it's to do your daily pod. Um, and over a period of time you will benefit from the repeated ask the repeated um, the activity that you're doing, and you're doing it like an activity, which means every day you're doing it. And because you're doing it repeatedly, the repeated action, you will sooner or later, but eventually you will reap the benefits of it. So wishing you all the very best, of course, as always. And remember to live with purpose. And just remember this as well, that the reason why I show up like this every day is just to remind you that you're not alone. And of course, if there's any way in which I can help you, please do reach out and let me know. So wish you all the very best, and have a wonderful weekend. Again, depending on when you're watching this, weekend or week. And of course, have an amazing year ahead as well. See you the next one. God bless. Take care.